Hello, YouTube, and welcome back in. We're about to go mission crazy. Mission crazy. Not necessarily here on our home continent, although that would be a perfectly fine one. I mostly want them over here. I mean, that's a pretty good one. Wouldn't mind the housing here. We're looking to grow more. Maybe a builder and then the university is okay. Once again, we could trade these horses. Although not really. Ooh. Just kidding. Oh, why you have no money? Why don't you have money? Money is good. Okay. Well, with feudalism, I want to start building some missions. So we could prep to harvest this stone, get this harbor, start mausoleum. Or we could save the stone chops for mausoleum.
Sometimes the wheel.
Okay. Let's get that. Flack, thank you so much for the 8 months. Welcome on back. It's really good to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is going to time out pretty beautifully. All right. It's a pretty good tile. Pretty good tile there. We lose you again. Oh, no. I just missed the button. We've got the prophet. I haven't gotten the religion quite yet. May or may not need to grab it here. It's not currently doing anything for us. We do not have a Liang yet. Delaying the founding of our religion is a couple-fold. One, we're saving the era score. Two, we're waiting for more cities to have holy sites so that it gets instantly adopted there. Plus, it wastes their faith by converting me in the meantime. And frankly, the belief we're probably going for here is Jesuit education, and I'm just not spending my faith on that quite yet. Hey, losing my religion by founding it, not having enough faith to defend it. Exactly, exactly. I'm a little surprised that only 3 of 5 are gone, especially since Persia took Stonehenge. But whatever, I guess.
One man's magic is another man.
Yeah, that's true. Hojo's sitting... I don't know why Hojo is sitting here with the prophet. That is exactly where that last religion is. It's pretty odd. Give you a growth tile. Give you a holy site. We'll put a campus there. Yeah, I absolutely will try the new Canada. We're going to probably play all the new civs. At some point. I don't think we can mess with a war. I think our best bet is trying to get to industrialization for Ruhr Valley. If we look at where everybody is, Hammurabi and Hojo are in the industrial era already, meaning they may well be building that. TOTS 2.0, it could be. I'm as open to it as I have been. We'll see. Can you pre-build Berserkers? I believe you can now. I believe that answer is yes. What's the plan if we lose out on Ruhr? We'll be sad, but we can still try to push for space. Is it worth revealing Niter because of Craftsman? It could be. Certainly could be.
Would you be interested in a trade agreement?
Tom, thank you for the 50 bits. Thank you for the delegation. Appreciate it a lot. Five of 7. Why am I not founding my religion yet? Because we don't need the religion. It's not doing anything for us at the moment. We're saving era score, and we're also saving basically a free inquisition by building more holy sites before we found it. Niter is Craftsman, yeah. It's any strategic. Wondering if I could just build 2 farms here instead of the mission to give them some housing. I don't know how they're going to get big enough to get all these districts. Machina? One Machina? Thanks for the follow. Circumnavigate. America. All right. Harbor policy in 2 turns. We'll probably wind up overriding some of these for districts at some point, but they work for now. Let's give them a second. That seems good enough. Yeah, I thought about doing a sneaky religious victory, especially if we're just like out of contention on the other win cons. I don't think we are. It's only turn 117. We'll see though.
All that glisters is
All right. Do I want to buy a builder real quick? Spend the rest of this faith? I think yes. Now we can bring in veterancy for the harbors. We don't need serfdom. And I'll put in a little bit of science. It's 6. It's not much. My APM is high. I'm just kind of in the zone. I'm like in the I really like this part of the game where you get builders and start like improving tiles, getting these cities up and running. So if I'm going quickly, that's why. It's just because I'm having fun. I'm in the lead for Tilegasm WinCon. That's good. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. All right, so now that we have the harbor policy in, we can chop stuff. Probably could move Magnus, too. I don't necessarily need to chop all this out. Although we could. What's up, Art? How you doing, bud? Move Magnus over here for mausoleum purposes. Are we ever going to get a wonder in this game? I don't know. It's possible that we don't. Here's his Petra. It's at least 3 tiles worth. It's 4. Maybe even more. Hey, you guys. You know, we give a lot of grief here. But 1, 2, I don't know about this. That's a little sus. Desert Hills for an entertainment complex for no reason. Pretty sus. But otherwise, a decent Petra. A decent Petra.
Hey TGM, have I missed the how to fold a fitted sheet stream? I'm 30 and still don't know how, please help.
It's so easy. Pitch Strike, thank you for the follow. And Genghis, welcome back for 9 months. Thank you for that Prime. Okay, so you put the corners together, and I'm talking about the corners that are actually on the top of the bed. So you put those together, you kind of like push it out, and then you fold it in half, and then it makes a lot of sense to fold. You just kind of gotta like invert one of them and like make a little pocket out of the corners. So easy. We probably do need to see it. Maybe we'll save that for a special event on the 15-hour, 15,000 follower stream. What about that? We could do that. You guys have to remind me, though. I'll forget. That's right. I learned it on YouTube. I learned it from my mom.
I cannot imagine any condition which
Whack Lodge. I love that some people can visualize it and some can't. Yeah, so you take the 4 corners and just kind of push it out and then bring it together, and then you kind of like stretch it back out, and it just becomes like a window that you can fold. Why with this drought? Stop it. Stop it. You knock it off. This is fine. Is there any way to reach a resource that's 4 tiles away? Your oil's 4 tiles away. You'll eventually grow, Rich. Your cities can grow. Your workable range is three tiles, but you can eventually grow to 6 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that requires a lot of wonder building or a ton of culture in that city. If you're unfamiliar, building wonders gives you 2 tiles. Yeah. So we have 5 turns until we can start our harbor here. I thought it was 6. Is it only 5? Is it okay? Chat's correcting me. Maybe it's only 5. It's been a minute since I've had that type of a game. The Two-Face guy, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Black Lodge as well. Okay, maybe it's only 5, but still, you can if it's within 4, you really can. Does it really in 500 hours? I've never noticed that when building wonders. Yep. Wonders. If you complete a wonder in a city, that city will immediately expand its borders by 2 tiles. Dun, 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 dun. What kind of keyboard do I use? A mechanical keyboard from Razer. It's a fairly simple one, and I like it that way, and it's got the quieter keys in, which I like as well. I got you, Big Nibbles. What would I buy if I won $10 million in the lottery? I don't know, like 10 million hot dogs, maybe? I don't know. I can't fathom that type of money. I've never been the type of person that's like wanted to be rich or famous. I'd probably just I'd buy like a nice house and I don't know, probably save a lot of it, which is really boring. Which is really boring. No, there's a big difference between having some Twitch fame and actually being famous. Like actual famous people have to deal with like stalkers and like weird, you know, like I don't know, I don't like it. I don't want that. I don't ever want that, I don't think. A little Civ fame is fine. But it's not like anyone recognizes me ever, right? Plenty of Twitch streamers have stalkers. That's, yeah, right. I'm not saying you can't achieve that level of fame on Twitch, but I am not there. And I'm gratefully not there. But yes, plenty of Twitch streamers do have stalkers, and that's obviously a huge problem. Yeah, I don't know. I might buy like a coffee shop. I'd love to own like a few businesses. I think that's one of the things that appeals to me about streaming is that like I get to have my hands in so many different baskets and like have so many different like revenue streams and also just creative outlets and stuff. Like I really, really like that. So I don't know. Maybe I'd own like a coffee shop, build an apartment above it. These are very modest streams. Seem like a brewery guy? We could do that too. That'd be fun. All right, 10 turns on the arrow. We need 7 more era score.
My man.
Etimco, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. But I've always just wanted a community. I've always just wanted what we're building here. Like it sounds cliche or maybe trite to say, but like streaming, like doing what this is, like really I would never have guessed it, but it's my dream job. Like this is perfect for me. I'm very, very happy. I think I could I could just leave this. Because what I want is a commercial hub. Maybe we just go with bad districts. I don't know. I don't know how to Spain. See, that's what I would do. Paisley, I think. Just a place to chill. Man, he might be good to fight. We almost have a road in. He doesn't have that many cities. We'd pick up a decent Petra. We'd pick up Apadana and Oracle. Now there's a good theater square here. That's true. That's true. How much money counts as rich? I think rich is having enough money to like do the things you want and not have to worry about getting more money. Like that's what being rich is. To me anyways. 10 turn 7 era score. What are we getting? This is a big part. We've missed out on the Wonder Engineers. This is a big part of why the Wonders are going. I don't know. I just want to be able to afford like a nice house someday. Maybe have a family. That's all I want. Are missions worth it if they aren't getting extra science? Yeah, I think so. Double scientist? Sheets with the nice thread count. We could turn off great engineers. That's a good point. We could try to do that. We've got some pull here. Is there enough reason to make mines and lumber mills? Probably Pancreas. I don't know. Again, I'm not super pro at this new version of Spain or Spain in general. So it's going to take me a few playthroughs to really know what I want to do with them. You know, the American dream. Exactly. Exactly. No writers. How are we getting this golden? I can make a sword. That's a thing. Getting to exploration and switching in will be a good amount. I think that'll get us pretty darn close. And then, yeah, maybe a boat or something else would be okay. I think we'll get it. Can always found our religion. I guess we just want a commercial hub. Because this is next to a campus and a holy site. So 2 extra science for that. These are the Moy improvements. That's why we're getting culture on these. The zombie's fine. The zombie update's pretty good. I don't know if you can rotate the map on PS4, but you can on PC, yeah. I don't want to keep buying tiles. This is annoying. So what are you working? Your worst tile is a mine? Suppose that's interesting. Longer trade routes do not necessarily mean more money, Pancreas. Going through trading posts can be... basically, yields at destination cities are a big part of yields, but the actual just length of the trade route doesn't really influence the money, as far as I know. I had another chat question that I wanted to ask you guys. What was it? Yeah, if you have cities, yeah, some city states and civs will change things, but Tusa already has this, so if we buy you, this might be a first time Sue's. Yep. They grabbed a mountain tile. It's a bold choice. What about tunnels? Yeah, I think there are what? Railroads. I think tunnels actually add to yields. I never build tunnels or railroads, but railroads increase money, I believe. What's up, Imperator? And canals do. Oh, canals. Yeah. Canals do, I believe. This is a 7 seas map. Near. How do map seeds work now? What do you mean? No different. No different than they were before. Canals, railroads, and tunnels all provide a gold bonus to trade routes. Yeah, so there you go. Canals, railroads, and tunnels. So I was correct. And then also add canals. Thought they changed it? No. They changed some of the way that you can save maps or save your game settings and stuff, but nothing in a super meaningful way. I mean, this is where we're going, so. Five era score needed. The vast majority of that's going to come at exploration. I want this city to grow. Still 2 turns. Okay. Well, fine. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, I can't think of that question. It's going to bother me. Finally, Madrid is pop 6. So what do we give them now? Government Plaza? I don't know how Madrid is going to actually grow. We need to get more trade routes. There's going to be a little bit of a late burn on this game in general. Yeah, the missions are very nice, Art. I love this tile improvement. The biggest thing is that it comes so much earlier in the game now at education. Again, not that we're having the game of our life to really show that off, but It is in general very good. All right, remember, we'll see you later on, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. So don't want to get rid of these. That's where their campus can go. Basically just get missions everywhere. We also have a couple chops. I suppose we should just chop things sort of blindly. Kind of wish missions gave housing. I mean, you'd kind of think that they would. I think they'd probably be a little bit OP if they gave housing. A lot. That was my complaint with the chateau for a while too. And I think I've just come to realize like that's part of the balancing of these tile improvements. Very few of them actually give housing. And that's okay. Special session in the World Congress. We don't care about that. I'll still finish this, I think. Hopefully we can still have time to get Mausoleum. Theology. Lol. Six turns on the era. You want to give me a book? I like books. So I can't get housing out of much of this. I guess the industrial zone, even though this sucks, is going to be the most important part to just try to get this Ruhr Valley. So I think I'm very sort of sadly building that. Hey, Benton. I'm doing well. How are you? Not much to do with these envoys. Goes Forbidden City.
Strategy the day we stop it.
All right, so in the last 50 turns, we've fixed a lot of our economy. Now we're still super behind 3 major civs here, so it's going to take a little bit more time. And this I find to be somewhat common when you're trying to kind of do all the things. And Spain kind of feels like an all the things civ these days. But yeah, I think on my next playthrough, I might just try to grab religion and go trade routes. Go commercial hubs first instead of science. And then you can do the dedication that correlates with that. So that we still want. I think I'm going to send out a couple first-time envoys, although it's a bit risky with the AI killing them at the rate that they're going. Some housing for a couple of our cities might be okay. Although that would work for Mausoleum in a second, but I'm not working it right now. Send all those out. Just need 2 era score now for our golden. You play with strategic mode on, Art? I like strategic mode. I just think people would riot if I tried to play with this. Let's find out. Hey, look, trade route. A nice food internal trade route makes a lot of sense. Yeah, see, chat's rioting. It took approximately 2 seconds. I've just come to the riot. I've come for the rioting. Four turns on the era.
Him that's overcome.
3 turns on the era. Should we just found our religion? We have this next turn. That's probably fine. Yeah, we could do a sword as well. Or a boat. Maybe it's boat. We'll see. I do like boat stuff. Sword's only 1 though. We need 2, so we'll probably need a sword and a boat. And we could always start the next era with those things as well. Just a random question. Do I like that they went away from the happiness mechanic in Civ 5 to the amenities in Civ 6? Yes. I will say, I mean, speaking to that specific like bottleneck and mechanic as it pertains to Civ 5 and Civ 6, I think the only thing that makes me sad in Civ 6 is that like the tall play isn't really viable versus like in Civ 5 you were sort of forced into it. Which I get. It's more fun to have more city. Like, it was weird having like a 3-city empire win the game in Civ 5, right? But it's sort of equally weird that we can't do, aside from Khmer, really, some super viable tall strats. And I think a part of that is because amenities don't go up like more tiers, right? Like, because amenities are kind of hard to get, and they're in a spot where like they're a little bit tricky to manage, and it's hard to have ecstatic cities unless you're really going out of your way to make that happen, and that doesn't really feel worth it in most situations. So it would be neat to me if there were higher tiers, like to make tall viable in Civ 6. You would want higher tiers of amenities and then better specialists. So something like to do with your population once you're at that point. So that bums me out. 10%, it's like not a big deal or whatever, you know. Like I really like the way that Civ 6 works in all of its different facets and stuff. But I mean, you kind of brought it up, so I figure we could talk about it. Yeah, we might get knighted here in a second. It'll be interesting. But that's not even something that I would necessarily like change about Civ 6. Because again, I think Civ 6 is in a good spot. We have another yeah, give me more trade routes. Well, I consider trying a Civ 6 stream someday. No, and here's my reasoning why. When you go back to a game like that, like if I were to go back to Civ 5, which is what I cut my Civ teeth on, there would be nostalgia there. There would be joy in me playing it because it's like, hey, we haven't played this in a while. Like, oh, I remember what this does, et cetera, et cetera. Versus me going back and playing a Civ that I've never played before has zero nostalgia appeal for me. And therefore, I don't think is particularly interesting to watch. You would just be watching me fumble through a game that has way outdated graphics and that I've had zero experience with, and so really wouldn't know thing one about being good at. And I don't think that that would be particularly compelling. All right, so that secures our golden. Are you active? No? I don't need the holy site. Let's just get that. And then I'm just trying to get Madrid to grow. Can maybe go to Persia for the one food. Where's all the science coming from? We only see a couple campuses. Yeah, we've got a couple decent campuses. We're also getting some science out of our commercial hubs and harbors that we've finally gotten down. So like we're getting 5, 8, 10 out of that. Something like that. Hojo's been crushing it in science for a while. I really don't know what we're going to do about it. This is an interesting new challenge to have in Civ 6. So, all right, we'll go into the Renaissance. And I can't believe we don't have Pop 10 City. 7 of 9. Yeah, the housing here could be worth something. Tiles are okay. We have that one. It'll be very interesting to see if we get this rare. So let's go ahead and put a cut in the video here while we're about to press the next turn button, go into a new era, go into the Renaissance, and hopefully continue to catch up. Again, we're really behind in a lot of different ways here, but I feel strangely comfortable about the game. So thank you so much if you've been watching over on YouTube. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to stop by twitch.tv/thegamemechanic and come join us live in person on the internet. We'll see you then.